I'm gonna play one round of this before we get into blueprints. I have some ideas. I have some ideas. I guess I have to get that, even over a patent office. Oh, I only get it for 1 week. Wow. Only getting it for 1 week. Only getting it for 1 week changes what I want to do here. Slant drill probably do better with carbon scrubbing, to be honest. Because if I make things that make electronics, I can skip. I can skip that. Oh, I have ideas for blueprints. Oh boy. But I need. See, I should have just taken slant drill. Why did I even? I could just reset. What do we got here? We'll pick the same one we've been going with. All I know is when I get engrossed in blueprints here, I'm going to be sitting at a clock for like the next hour and a half. Oh, they already took that too. Maybe we just go directly into blueprints. That was the plan anyways. But now that they have that, and then there's, you know what? I didn't realize how aggressive the AI was going to be there. Okay, fine. It's blueprints time. Oh, man. What do I do with it? Okay. That's a tricky one. That campaign is quite enjoyable when I'm watching other streams. And I was watching McCall play this old, um, is it Mega CD? It's basically an old strategy war game that it's like Gundam in space, except there's no Gundam, it's ships. And he got to the last mission. He's been going for over 13 hours now, and they've still not finished. But here we go. Looking for... So we went over some clues. Southward I see a swan, ashen-like sands of the shore, carried by westerly winds. Rouge, which I kept reading as rogue, whatever, dyslexia, I have no idea. Rouge like the moon of the north, eastward I see a crow, darker the days coming forth. And I started assigning colors to each of the words, because some of them are quite clearly an obvious wordplay to a color. Ashen could go to gray, rouge could go to red, swan goes to white. So I'm curious, I might just draft some schoolrooms. I know I have screenshots of a lot, but I just want to go through the rooms of the event that some of them have been changed and I don't have pictures of them. Seeking some way to delineate what is... If there's a way for me to turn a color into a number. Because there's certainly many ways I can do things outside of the context of the game. But the way that this whole thing is going, it makes a lot more sense to say let's stick within the contexts of the game outside of the... I think it's fairly... Because a crow is in the game. I'm pretty sure a swan or other birds, and those are all white. Crow is in Red Prince. I wouldn't be surprised if Swimbird and Red Prince come back into this, and the will even talks about the two books being written in are both brightest and darkest days. So I'm feeling that there's something to this. And my current assumption is that the 3x6 puzzle is going to be similar. In fact, maybe they arrive at the same answer or somehow combine the two together. I don't really know yet. But it seems to reason that from that poem, maybe we were supposed to get 6 things out of it, but if I tried to combine a color to a wind direction, well, that would give me an hour and a minute, and then I could probably get about 4 of those out of that, and that seems reasonable. That seems why you don't get any feedback if you don't get you have to get all of them together correctly. So that makes some kind of sense. I only did that because I don't have any keys. Sure. And essentially, we're also on the lookout for quote-unquote graffiti, wherever that may be. Okay. Oh, the den. Oh, the den associated with sloth. This also comes back to... Let me just make sure I'm not dumb. This is a swamp. It certainly kind of looks like it. So that brings me back to this. That's just been here forever. I mean, is this not an indication of what I would want to do here? I don't know what this is, but this has been here forever. We tried to do all kinds of dumb here with that. Do I have a picture of what the clock actually... I do. Let me see this picture. That helps nobody. Please go in the other image directory. Somehow it's... this time I actually moved all of the things that I'm assuming are related to this puzzle inside the same thing. So if you're saying southward, so let's make sure that... So the puzzle does... So basically, your typical compass has been shifted. How many degrees is that? 40. It would be 30 degrees. I don't think the fact that it's like what pi over 6 or whatever, or 2 pi over 3. Yeah, pi over 3. I don't think the game is that hard on math to make that assumption. To like care about that. I do think that some type of numerology or something, like if we don't just directly get the number, it certainly is interesting with the way this clock arithmetic is working. Anywho, north points at the 2, but the clock in this room would suggest, if that's somehow a course of action, that we would point a V at the 11 and the 1. So west, pointing towards the eye. And if that's the first one, does that make sense with the other clue with the CIX? Which, well, CIX, okay, maybe it is. Maybe the first one is just three. The CIX, I think we said was 309 or something. No. Somehow I got a V from it. It's not CIX, is it? CXI, excuse me. So 3. I don't know why it would be 3. But maybe that first one is point at those two. I'm kind of thinking that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of weird that the puzzle would have them being marked. Makes me think that there's something to the fact that a lot of these answers are either we need the lettering, and the letters guide us, and that there's some other clues, such as the one from Sacred, that say, we'll use the wind direction because I'm not going to give you the actual clock number, but I'll tell you west or something. It also bothers me that there's an 8 on the clock itself, despite the fact that I have one clue that suggests 4 to 6 potentially different times to enter, and then the 3x6, unless they aren't all individual lines of numbers, which would be 6, but this is 8. So I'm thinking maybe it's just more decoration. I'm not really sure. But anyway, back to our regularly scheduled screaming at the... Again, this is... If this was a course of action, pretty clearly is pointing at this. I mean, almost without a doubt, it's pointing to... Would be XI and I. So the other thing we're on the lookout for is anywhere in the house that there may be more graffiti. Or otherwise anything indicative of that. I guess I'll take the observatory. Eventually my spiral of stars will just end the game immediately. Everyone's so afraid of Draxos. And it's just like, it just doesn't matter. I don't care. Oh, whoop-de-doo, I'll just re-roll more look. But this was one of the best finds I've ever had. The fact that this sucker is just looking at you the whole time. I mean, I wouldn't... My only complaint is that if I have a complaint, it's that it's not... To those that are visually impaired, that is... It's... But I mean... It's fair enough that you can see it. But I have to take an actual screenshot to be able to look at it, and it's not interactable. So that sort of violates a... I wouldn't say even really violates it. It's just that's a tenet to... I really don't want to complain about it. I think it's fair enough. Because I don't know the solution to the puzzle. If the solution to the puzzle is solvable without having ever found that, well, then it's beyond fair. Um, but finding that was a letter that I currently don't have. So I miss when my terminal password was blank. I miss those days. But we're basically on the lookout for any other hidden silliness like that. Oh, I can just add more allowance, you say? I do like items, but at the moment I don't need them. I don't need every item in the game right now. It's a good chance I get okay. I need the vault or something. I need some cash. Need some tricky tangos. I guess utility closet does work. Means we can't now we can't get stuck. So I guess that's okay. We were never going to get stuck, but that definitely makes sure that when the security doors start showing up, we're not going to get stuck. You know, open this stupid thing. Just show me money. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm not going to use that experiment, so. One thing I've still not gotten on this save file is the piece of moving freezer to oh man, my neck. Moving the freezer to common. I've just yet to be offered it. Unless it's just banned now. It'll be banned. But Trove will give me enough money. I already have all these clues. But for pedantic reasons, I'm opening it. I already have that. At this point, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go pull Schoolhouse so that we can examine the schoolrooms again. If I can get a commissary, I can probably find a magnifying glass, should I want it. So many people I watched that were like, I'm going to go to the outer room first thing every single day, and I'm like, and then they complained of RNG, and I'm like, well, you could, like, do anything else for a little bit. It has been so fun watching people play. So fun. And then it was like, oh man, people, I don't think anyone I've watched is anywhere close to how far we've gotten, considering that there's sort of a curve as you go along. Like many of them are on the Sanctum or so. Do not need the shrine. Right. I'm going to inspect this again. Oh great, there's a dig spot here. Just because in this room there's the scratched up desk, but that doesn't tell us anything. But a lot of these rooms that are just dark. Yeah, that was actually what I was going to do, was I was going to create, yet again, another tab in my Excel sheet of like 60 tabs of everything related to this game. And this top tab to now contain a, how do you say it? I'm basically going to list every single room in the game, and we're going to pedantically go through every single room and make sure that there isn't some clue, like basically scanning the room looking for graffiti. And when I become satisfied that, because this is how we found the drawing room, because the game initially didn't have the only clue to the drawing room I just found one day because of the I looked at the picture and I'm like, well, sure, of course, but like I was just inspecting the rooms and it was interactable, and it just finally happened basically. But a lot of players that I saw obviously found that probably much sooner than I did. Really don't want the studio. Let's go to school. So this is what I was interested in. Do you see this? No way! No way! I think I'm actually on. No, there's no white. Oh, but there is kind of a gray. Well, of course, because we have the colors from. That sure is in the shape of a circle, ain't it? What were the other colors I was looking for? Because I could consider this color wheel and consider where white is supposed to go on it. What are the other colors I'm looking for? Rouge, gray, dark. I'm going to take a picture of this and put it in my doc, but I'm not certain. I'm not certain I'm a fan. The other thing I noticed, I was watching somebody, is that the number of apples in the orchard in the drafting room is 28. I don't really have a crazy reason to think that. Just count up to 10 here. I think it's going to be in a conundrum. But we'll see. I'd kind of like a room. I guess it doesn't have to go that way. All right. Grade 2. Mathematics. The colors in this relate to family core type stuff. With these numbers, just the trimming that you buy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't appear to be any kind of course of action. It seems to be filler. I was warned at some point because they were changing some of the numerology. And not if it doesn't appear to be that's where the graffiti made it a little bit tricky for me, because stray art stuff like this I'd be told to ignore. But now that the game is supposedly we're done, but it doesn't really. I mean, it just looks like a bunch of random. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. Blah. It doesn't seem like anything. Courtyard seems all right. All right. I still don't know the Baron Bafflers. Maybe I'll keep noodling on them while someone is streaming blueprints later. Quiet morning so far. I guess I just really want to get to the quarter for some reason. already kind of really looked over this room before. I don't need this. I don't need any of this. Fine. Give me stuff I don't want. Okay, this one shirt. But you bought the t-shirt. I'm still not sure what to do. Alright. Grade 3. You know, I haven't even gone back over some of the answers. Science lab. Really isn't anything related to color here. I think we'd have to go to the art room. We should also maybe draft the nursery so I can see the book again. Can you give me anything that just kind of goes upward? You know what? That works. Can't do any better. These maps, man, this particularly bothers me, but part of the reason I'm not using it in this puzzle is that it doesn't really match it doesn't match a clock, right? Yeah, there's angles on it. Nothing in the game has required you to go outside and do like some puzzle games require you to go outside to like look up, like you may need to do calculus or something. I don't know, maybe that's probably too hard, but like something that is grossly outside of what would be considered to be a basic puzzle knowledge. And there really isn't any kind of connection or course of action. There's just 8 here a lot. Because you would need to actually take the whatever math is here, assuming it's even somehow related to a clock, and map that to a clock. So you'd be taking 8 into 12. So that's just not happening. And all this other silliness. So we have the Orsi or whatever, the north. We have this idea of north. Really nothing here. Yeah, I'm gonna go with we don't really have anything to work with in this room. I'm gonna have to be more thorough than I currently am, but right now we're just kind of just gathering. I'm more hoping I stumble upon what I'm looking for. And then, can I get... Let me see this book again. I know I have a million screenshots of this book. I'm just looking at the pictures. You see? There's a crow. So one of the things that has been consistent in the game is that, for instance... Oh my god. It's actually in the book. It's in the book. This has to be something. I knew the second rhyme was I didn't realize it was exactly directly what I noticed. This has to sacred. Then sacred has. We have to somehow turn colors into numbers, unless something else comes along. Well, a crow is in this. Okay, I'm taking a picture of this. More pictures, hooray! Man, I feel like Detective Bon Margle. According to the book, I mean this is basically the farthest reach that this game I think would ever do. Crows in the sky, swans in the snow. So swans on the ground. So it would be towards, if there's some way on the clock to make it point towards the wind direction, and then on the because we know for a fact that the minute hand can always point. This is basic clock stuff. We can always make the minute hand at the zeros, and then the hour can always point exactly at one of the at any of the 12 spots. 12 marks, numerals, whatever, whole numbers. And the same is true of 6 o'clock, yes? Or 30? No, 30 would always be halfway in between. So 30 we'd have to find some way to make the minute hand point with the 6 at the bottom. Or for the 6 at the bottom, I'm not sure we could do that with any of the other combos. But I mean, very clearly in this picture, we're being shown a crow in the sky. Or, like above you, so that would be above. Anywho. We know the sky is not red. He always looked down. He's not looking down here. But you'll notice that he does have this guy. Honk. Now it really bothers me. Weight room's kind of cool. I can find more steps. Preferably, I'd like the classroom to point northward. Alright. Any way to take colors to numbers here? Give me this apple. Crow, very obviously black. Even though it's stenciled, clearly. This is the best. I don't know who drew that, but it's the best to me. Well, like, if I was to hide quote-unquote graffiti, I'd be putting it behind, like, stuff like this. Like, think about where we found stuff to begin with. But really, none of these are much of a help. Doesn't really appear that any of that's much of a help. I don't think I have a reason to draft you. The only reason I have to draft you is because there's literally a room that just got 8 in it. Do I want to mess around in that room? Even though I've been in that room a lot? Not really. Not really. History. I'm really surprised they didn't hide anything behind any of these with the screen or something in front of the chalkboard. The mice will play or anything like that. Don't look directly in the projector. Go back. You know, we haven't seen the drawing room at all. It's honestly a bit rare. Okay, now I get one. Not that I've constantly re-rolled or something, but still, it's a bit awkward. I guess. I don't like the kennel. They got it. A lot of people think this room's really good. I've never understood why this room's good. Oh, wait, what? One of the doggos is gone. Huh? Wait, we lost the doggo. I've never seen this. Wait a second. Huh. Actually, I don't think we've always had four. I know there's four dog. Oh, there's a doggo right there, and they're just not. Nope. I guess there's only three. I don't know if it's based on rank or something, but there's some reasoning why you only get so many. Oh, nice. My birthday. Oh yes. Time to do maths. Really have. Let me guess. They all become 8. I don't even remember what this is. It is 900. The heck is it? Why is 900 here? All right. This is decoration. I wish there was a slower walking button, like a creep button, a sneak button. Honestly, I could probably just turn down. No, I don't think the sensitivity does that. All right, 8. Integrate. Oh yes, this. The only issue is like if there's I don't think it has anything to do with this because like where are we switching to? I'd say pretty not happening. See if they could be construed as graffiti. Oh, we're out of keys. Neat. I guess I need to generate a key. A lot of these rooms are also fairly simple in that they don't... Where is my... You know, I haven't seen the... Yeah, let's go back and get... Well, I have a key now. Let's just go back. I've already hit a conservatory today. I don't need to worry about that corner. One day, though, we'll get the rooms that I want through the conservatory. I think we've done rather well without actually being able to change most of the stuff's rarity that we want to. Okay, I can take the 30. Otherwise, I'm going to need the kitchen. See, I figured there always would have been something behind here. So now you got me looking in dimly lit rooms for graffiti. I guess I need to keep checking the staff announcements too in the event that any other things come up. I'd rather choose blue. Solarium was the answer there. I don't know why I passed on that. One quick. Chamber was also fair there. I don't know why I passed either of those. That was a major error. Let's go back. Regret everything. Ooh, okay. That's a reasonable gain. The only issue with Solarium, well, I already have a treasure trove that points to that room anyways. Give me Solarium back. Give me some luck. Give me a lot more luck. It really isn't. I've already in the past looked to the outside of this room and didn't find anything. But it is the kind of room that, okay, maybe they put graffiti on the outside of the room. I don't know. Check the staff announcement. No, just that one that I was like, ha ha ha, got you. Alright. I'm not really like whatever on silver keys, but don't I have vestibule or something else left that I can take? And Great Hall's fine. Everyone's like, boo, Great Hall. I'm like, no, Great Hall's like one of the best rooms in the game. I almost think we should make the tier list. I was watching Gilder. Gilder made the tier list, and it's based on what he knows. Everyone, this whole idea that the game sort of makes itself look like it's something that it's not, I didn't think was going to throw people as much as it has. And maybe I'm the one that just doesn't know any better. I don't know. At this point, let's take the banner. Can I draft? I want two things: classrooms and chamber. Okay. Oh wow. Since when do we find this? Just randomly. Oh, it's right here. We've already dug this up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I've always wanted to dig this room up. I've not been able to. If I can get a classroom that moves into it, classroom or kitchen, he goes here. The reason I want I've never been able to get 10 classrooms. I don't know if that's just you're just blocked. It's just hard coded that you aren't allowed to do that. Because the game may very well just break. We broke the game doing some other things. Alright, so this one is the exam. I'm not going to start it yet. I do have some changes to some of the answers. I do wonder if I can actually do something with this. Maybe. Just leave this open. But I can't get there, right? So I'm guessing what you have to dig up is like in the... Because the only thing that's going to move down is this, yeah. I need the opposite space, or I need another antechamber door open. Is it even possible to get another antechamber door open? I don't think so. Well, I mean, I'd have, you know, I don't have a secret garden key, so that's kind of the only way that I think that would happen at this point. What are my other choice? I mean, greenhouse, so you can't enter through that door. I didn't pull Spiral of Stars. Spiral of Stars would actually. I mean, I could always do this on another day. It's just I've never had the happenstance of those two things together. So we're looking to see if I could get another classroom to spawn. Instead, I got another den. Do we try the observatory? I have enough steps. I'm gonna lose like 1,000,000 steps if I was to pick this, so. I don't actually know how much of the word is now revealed. We just try it. We're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Gallery again. I'm just gonna roll out as hard as I can here to see if it'll. I don't think we're gonna see a 10th classroom. I don't think it's allowed. And if it is allowed, there's some other rule that must allow it. Could be food in here. Ha! My luck. I love all the subtlety in this game. Like you don't actually know that the north direction is pointed towards the antechamber. You don't really know that. There's 2 points in the game, as far as I know, that mark that. One being the note on the compass, and the other being the note on the... Nothing to do here, right? Yeah, unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to use that. All right. Sure. Let's go back to my notes. So I did this so long ago that all of the answers are now different. Well, not all, but a lot of them. Wait, what? This is the wrong list, buddy. So this is me going down the list and making corrections. Okay. So we do want this. You believe this is 2? Okay. I'm just going by what I have listed here, which could be wrong. So think it's a Jira. Oh, that's what's listed. What is this note? A picked museum first time. What does that even mean? Did we change anything with these answers? I don't know, my notes, I don't like my notes here. Because I started a sentence with the word A, so I don't know why the answer would be A right now, and I don't want to go through everything. I'm just going to make sure I pick something consistent so I can just deduce it. You know what? Let's guess B. I've not changed that answer in some time, and that I'm just really hard pressed to think that it's, unless I'm just forgetting something, which is possible. And these we need to go over. Those are very clearly the right answers. Because if I'm being told that one of these is wrong, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it could just be the last one that's wrong. $11 divided by 3. Oh my goodness. It's 4. I've been picking 3 forever. It's 4. Right? It's 3.6. You know, 3 and 2/3. Wow. So that means we do have the correct answer on the last one. And when I was confident that it was the right answer, I was right. Good. Then that makes sense why I'm like, how could this one ever be wrong? These are just a whole nother. So I have a question mark next to B on one of these. Somehow we got 2 of them last time. I chose C on this. And I know that only 2 of these were correct last time. And I made 2 changes. I think I need to be consistent with the other wrong answers, with the other ones that I've gone through, and I have things written here. I'm just going to write down what I put in. So I have listed here question mark B. I'm just going to go with whatever I deduced the last time I went over this. Yeah, I'm just going to go with... Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is wrong, too. Why don't we just try D? Oh no, we know C is correct. Apparently? Where am I getting C is correct? I don't know. I'm just going to work with that. We're going to say D on this. Save that. It doesn't sign the exam anymore. You used to sign it with your name. Alright, that's the end of that. Back to the actually important task of trying to solve all the puzzles. So really the only way to get over to that chamber mirror is okay. It's funny, after you're this far into the game, they don't give you any way to just get all the antechamber doors. Maybe there is. Look at my luck. My luck is so high I keep finding turnips. Freezer wouldn't be a terrible decision here. Save me some time on the next day to do more weird stuff. And we really built a house that just has like 2 branching paths, and that's all you get. It's all you get. Game is way too good. Whoa! No, dude, no! I think I just got it. Each grade has a color. Each grade has a color. The chairs. Man, this has to go on a side note somewhere. My notes are now a mess. Total mess. Wow. Pink is 3. This has got to be something. There's no way it's not. There's no way. Okay, it's pretty easy for us to get the other classrooms again, so I'm not going to write every single one of them down right now. I mean, I'd like to, but I don't have a lot of steps. Only if I get kind of screwed and have to get the... So grade 5. Well, wait a second. We have what's written at the grade, and then we have what's written in the seat color. Hang on. Seat color. Seat color. Chalkboard writing color. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a personal touch. Because this being green and clashing with... But I mean, we got red. These are red chairs. Oh, wait a second. Are they all written as green? Kind of green chalk again for chairs. What an interesting, I don't know why I walked in here. What an interesting thing to have found. Oh, good, the doggo's back. I'm sorry we almost lost you, doggo, but it's good. The hell color's this? Got putrid. Okay, so the chalkboard's always green. What pale? This kind of looks like brownish. Brownish, chartreuse-ish. I don't know quite what to do with that. It kind of looks like brown. I don't know if I want to just... These are black. 8 is black. Well, grade 8 color is not... It looks white. These chairs are way more black than black to gray. Graphite. Looks more... I'd have to check the colors of the different countries again, but I'm wondering if that actually tells you the ordering, you know, of the... I mean, that'd be kind of funny. So we're re-rolling to see if I can... Excuse me? Oh... Oh... I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Well, that goes off my list then. Might have to ask somebody if this is a bug or not. Not intended. This is just based on how the game generates things, unless this is a pure fake out ploy. This is just a bug. I might actually put this in a bug report. It's not a high priority at all. But just I don't this could make people think dumb things. Clearly we're back in first grade again. Really? We did draft 10, right? Yeah, because we did the test. Huh. Well, I've had this as a question because before I wasn't allowed to do this. I pulled like at least 100, maybe 200 rerolls, and I never could get the 10th classroom. But now I got a 10th classroom. Can I get an 11th classroom? I don't think so. I don't think that's happening. But at this point, we can probably get a freezer. Got 15. Oh, there's my freezer. I just want the freezer. Kind of gives me a lot to work with on the next day. Might as well freeze my assets. Fantastic. Because I don't have an antechamber door to get to the other side of that thing. So, all right, let's go back down to the clock, even though I don't have anything new to try. Yeah, I know you're excited, doggo. You get excited when I actually can solve the puzzle. I need to write down all the rooms that we found something relevant in. Grade 3 was pink. I got that written down, right? Yeah. Grade 2 is the one I don't have, which we're going to pass through at some point here. Yellow. Grade 2 is yellow. There's got to be something, unless they just chose it as a thing. I wonder how many people have noticed this. Surely I'm the last person to have noticed anything. I just didn't expect it to be literally a different color in each room. Impressive. All right, let's go to the puzzle again on a new day, for the sake of the song. Where is it? Yeah, I gotta go down here. I'm just so glad that I can stay with the best chess power. And I also find it funny that some people legitimately took the bishop. But I mean, like, if you made it this far, I'm assuming you have no reason to want the $30 for the chapel anymore. Because, like, you should have, you know, enough. I would hope that you have enough allowance to be like, yeah, I don't think I need the extra 30. But some people are like really playing this like a resource management game, and it's just I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. All right, give me the foreboding music. Let's go. Was this just a hint the whole time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, look at this. And you mean to tell me this isn't somehow a jaded hint? Because the dumb color wheel is the same thing. Look at this color wheel. There are 8 spots on this color wheel? No. 1, 2, 3. It's like 13. And kind of the puke brownish. This game has never really worked in... What is that? See that? Is it just artifacting? I should have made a power hammer. I haven't had a power hammer for a while. I feel like something here might require a power hammer, because some of these really do seem like there's no obvious crack, but like totally, right? There could totally be something else here to do. I also wanted to make sure there wasn't any like light the torches, or just torches to indicate anything. This bothers me so much because I don't know all of the letters. So what do we even have for any... I don't really have new guesses. I don't even know why I'm here. But if I tried to turn what I have... Because, like, for instance, white does not translate to... I don't have any way to translate white to a number. So let's go back to the tab that I have called Castle. So we have the clues that we have is the passport that has ID with 4 underlines justified to the right, which suggests that the top right corner of this is ID. The original castle with the 2 sets of blanks suggests that all of the blanks should be filled. The I blank IOO blank posted in the server room, it doesn't really indicate where the top of the memo would be interpreted. And I really don't know what to do with that memo because of how they've done it. And it's possible that that memo has nothing to do with this puzzle. But I still have it just kind of at its side. That one has been by far the most inconsistent. If I was to actually use it, to be honest, it's center justified. However, we aren't really given a sense of... I mean, there isn't necessarily a clear sense that, well, why can't it just be shifted to the right? And then that makes it... I wanted something else that concurred. Well, we do have something that concurs with it, right? Sort of. Because in the locker room, there's the note that says 6 or an O, which makes it look like the IOO, the IOOI clue. I kind of feel like we throw out the IOOI clue at this point, because I don't have a way for it to... I don't like throwing out clues. And then we have the kennel with the cat holding the tea with the cat, with clearly the cat, like clearly has to do with the castle clue. Because I also don't know what I'd be doing with zeros or O's for Roman numeral type stuff. I mean, you look at this grid here that we're working with. Well, what am I supposed to do with O? So maybe we take the O out of it. Even though I do see that IOO, but we know that the last letter can't be I because I'm explicitly told that it's a T and another clue. We had this idea that some might have just been blank. And then we also have what we found in the cloister, which is far more well shapen. So what if we did this? What if we did this again? Let's take IOO out of this. We would have What was the cloister clue? This dock is really bad at this point. This needs to be separate. I just have a spew of castling, question mark, and then it just goes down like 100 rows of all kinds of stuff that I've just spewed on this page. We also have Swan Song as part of this as well. What do I do with the lettering from the cloister? C X T. So I've actually translated this wrong. Or have I? Hold up. No. It's CXET. The clue from the cat shows the same spacing. CA with the cat touching the A, sitting on the T. So we would say that it's X and then I. I'm going to put D below. Can lowercase d look like any other letter with some of the weird cursive that they were doing? But that was handwritten the first part. Okay, so that's that clue. The next clue is the locker room note, which has 6, and then it's got a blank OR and then an O. Maybe it's not meant that way. Or O? Because the O is not written. Because, like, if I wanted to try to put the IOOI part of this, I would have to put it in. There's nowhere to put it in. So are we just missing the second half of this puzzle entirely? Is that the conclusion I'm coming to right now, and I just have to go back and be looking everywhere for some other shred of a clue? Archives, delete it. Second row with the O. Are they saying the O's are 6? 6 or O? It's not exactly logical. I'm looking at a mathematical worksheet. What? Oh, something you screwed up? Interesting. Yeah, well, now you know where I am. How you doing? I'm pondering. This is the most riveting gameplay, I'm sure, to everyone on Twitch. Except us. Man, oh man. I guess I'm gonna have to come back to, like, while I'm watching streams or something, just like, I mean, I have to go tooth and nail through a lot of rooms, I feel. I'm now coming to the conclusion I feel I'm missing something. I mean, I could noodle on this. I'm going to try noodling one more time, but it really seems like I'm missing something, or that I need some type of combining clue that gives me something. Like, the game hasn't behaved like this. This is what I'm trying to do is borderline solve the puzzle with not having it. Like, okay, we got the sacred clue. Great. Maybe I'm on the right track, maybe I'm not. But this game has never not had a clear answer to the puzzle. And it's been relatively good about making sure the clues, like just because we're in, like, hard, I don't want to call it hard mode, it's just like, it's sort of what happened with Notpron and stuff, where you get to the end, like, the clues are all there. They might be harder to find, they might be, like, there is a logical answer. And the part that's making this very difficult is I am on the assumption that there's more than one. That's basically a combination lock. There's more than one time to put in this, and you don't get any indication, as best I can tell, that the first one you have is correct. It would help me a lot to know if the first thing I'm entering is correct. So maybe we focus on that to understand, well, if I'm on the right track, I should be looking for X, Y, or Z. If we're going to try to anti-riddle in that direction. But when I realized I had what I needed to get the clock, it was like 8:15 game time, so I had to just sit on my hands. Oh, so this part, I don't know. So this guy, these guys. So I had joked when the Morajai boxes, were, like, added to the game at some point, like, where there's, still putting stuff in the game. I said, there's no way that this just ends with, finding one in Epson's bedroom. I'm like, you have plans for this. And yeah. When I saw this room, I'm like, I knew it. I knew the whole time. Everything else was merely draughts. It was merely checkers for what? Because some of those were legitimately hard. Because some of the players I know that enjoy the box have not been paying attention. Should they get to this point, they've not been paying attention to. They've just been clicking stuff until it works. And I'm like, no. I'm going to know how each of the colors work, because just like the classroom, there's going to be a test one day. And by golly, there was. Tanda's a bloody genius. I do not understand how, like, I'm going to make my first game. Yeah. First game. And there's no indication that anything is good. What you doing, buddy? Looks like you took an arrow to the head, even though it's not. I think it's just a crack in the thing. The other thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course. So you are on this puzzle, correct? Is that where you're at? The other way to interpret this is instead of it being 311, can we do something where it's pointing where this is, well, not really, because anything would be, it would have to be pointing at the 75 or 55. I mean, if I'm going to do this, I might as well just go through all of the combos again. Now, this one would have helped. Like, I don't want to brute force the whole puzzle, but like knowing the first number, that you have the first number, is something. Oh, okay. My concern is that something was added at some point, because you know the I'm basically at the point where it's like, well, I guess I have to go back and rescan everything in the game that was potentially added from when I had already thought I gathered everything, even though I was telling you. Because what I'm missing may very well be something that was meant to be found through the course of normal play or earlier, or just examining stuff in rooms. And obviously, like, I may have to just go through every room again. So back to. So I was looking at 6, or I mean, it seems pretty strong that the first thing is CXI. If there were that many answers, I don't know what the heck to do with line 2, because if line 2 isn't supposed to be like, well, it can't be aid because we can't have I. It's IOOI, and on the assumption that that's even part of that second column. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when stuff really got changed, because, you know, kidney stuff and whatnot. How else can I interpret? This is such a bad idea, but it won't take that long to do this again. But now that I'm making sure that I'm pressing the button each time, I'm just hoping to get some kind of reaction from this thing. But I would assume that it's not. It may not give me anything. I want to be sure that it gives me nothing, though. Because the other issue is you can see that the minute hand, I would be pretty confident to say that the minute hand would assumedly be not pointing at the letters, but pointing at the numeral. I just want to turn off the game music so I can hear if anything clicks. Don't ever do this. This is a terrible idea. There's like 2 really good puzzles in this game to intelligently brute force, though. But I mean, you already have the clue for it. I think it's actually intended for you to do that. But see, I'm already 1/6 of the way through it, so I might as well go away. I'll go all the way around the clock again. It just seems really hard without knowing explicitly, like if I have to enter multiple numbers and we don't exactly know what to do with swans and crows and whatever. And I guess it wouldn't be all at the top of the hour either, because why else would there be a code in front of us? I don't think this is a safe, so I don't have any reason to think that we're doing date conversion. I feel I'm on the right track. I mean, Sacred, anything with the Orinda Ares logo on it, and obviously Castle, it's literally right here, right? Yogi finally got to room 46. I think it took him 52 days. 52 days. And then he thought he'd finished the game. But I think he just wanted to finish for playing for a bit. So he says, yeah, I kind of thought, I actually had to tell him, like, you probably should keep playing the game that you bought. The red book we just read. I wonder how many times on a clock, actually. But you see how those you see how these kind of point, I did this yesterday. It was like, those kind of point directly at one another. I would figure that many of these are where a direction, you know, maybe that's the next way to look at this. Is let's say that, okay, maybe there's numerals at work, but anytime we need a direction, we basically need like the closest hour pointing to one of the directions. That's where I started thinking, well, what am I supposed to do with Swan Song, maybe? Maybe it's another way to look at this, because it says like southwest north. South north go? I don't know. I don't know what a G would be. Can I just jiggle my pin in the lock more to see if it'll jiggle a little bit? It was like 10 hours, I have no idea. Aw. Yeah, that whole story, man, the kidney thing, I'll come back to that. I have another 6 hours to go here. Ate it face first. Yeah, exactly. Like many of the things in this game have been, if you knew what to do, if you had a new clue, you'd know what to do. I need a break. So if you, like, I've watched a lot of players, and one of the things is that, like, I always like to say that abstract puzzle games are a bit of a lie. Like, Urquan Masters and La Mulana, Rivet pretty much presents itself as an abstract puzzle game. Like, just you're playing a puzzle game with a story in it. But it's still lifted from interactive fiction. It's just that the era that it came out in, we went from text adventures that you had to, you know, you played Zork and stuff, and then it turned into, well, let's do it visually. And then they created these really cool worlds that you could explore and get lost in. But in general, whenever you play certain games that turn into a puzzle, the ones that seem to do it just knock it out of the park. They start and appear like they're one type of game, and then turn into something completely different. They turn into the puzzle game, because once you sort of beat the resource management, like as soon as like Zelda games, for instance, are sort of on the same idea. Yes, exactly. Hang on, my chat is half blocked because the game screen is too big. Let me finish my thought, and then I'll check the chat. Like even Zelda, it's just they throw you into the world and you have to figure out what to do. And what sort of diverges from it being abstract or not is kind of where that guidance comes from and exactly what you're kind of doing to figure it out. Myst is sort of an anachronism. It's sort of like a demo of what would be to come, and that's like, I still think Myst is great. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just that if I was to basically give where they hit mastery of what they were doing, and of course they made several more games, and Abduction is wonderful. Exactly. Well, it's just that they needed the time to develop the way to do the puzzles, and even then they're still fine. And these puzzles are really good. It's just that when you get to Riven, it's like, okay, now we've really fleshed out that this whole other world of like they figured out the storytelling aspect even more. I think I still need to play, like, some of the later ones I either need to replay or play, because one of them I don't think I've actually played. It's potentially 5. I had a friend at university, we were puzzling buddies. They got me into the Myst, playing further into the Myst series. So I want to say we played through 3 and 4 ? And then played Uru, which I actually thought was really cool. And then basically, but it was after the era. Yeah, I think I have to go back and play Uru because of the multiplayer MM. Like, I tried to do it, but it was I think I played through the first part of Uru. If there's stuff that was, let's say, part of the online thing, I tried to do it and it supposedly had worked, but either I didn't know how to start the puzzle. If you could link me a way to get, you don't do it now, but link me a way to get started with that, and I'll probably get back into it. I think I just have the GOG versions. I always thought that game was a brilliant idea at the time. The problem is just that the cost structure and how to do that. But, like, I mean, Second Life and VR worlds exist. I've had these terrible ideas of trying to build puzzle worlds, but then the problem I come back to is just that not limiting. I mean, this game is just shows that you can totally do it. But I like the more terrestrial, like Notpron and stuff. I like the medium, not just being walking through it. Cool, thank you. This is the one that might do something because 11 is one of the numbers. So being more thoughtful here. But as you see, I'm getting nowhere. Because I'm assuming once you're wrong, it'll reset the thing. The other thing I could just try is just going around 6 times. That sounds really sad, though. That'd be one of the worst brute forces I would have. Yeah, I'm not the king of brute forces. I've done brute forces, but that's one that I'm like, I'd have to be so lost and so far gone. Because the game not giving any indication you even have the quote-unquote first number. What if it had an allowance for, well, if you put in the wrong number, I don't care. I'm just going to look for the next number each time, and that's how this puzzle's built. Take it easy, Nazim. Yeah, let me check your last. Gotcha. Let me read your last message. I'll respond to that because we're at the end of this silly idea. Okay, great. Figured it was going to do nothing. Yeah, Ruben's Absolute Masterclass. Yep, figure it out. Yep. Yeah. Yep, check you later. And nothing changed about any of the aspects of this room. Okay. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to actual ideas. So if we take Sacred, southward I see a swan, ashen like the sands of the shore. I don't know how to turn gray into a number, and that was sort of what we were looking for in the house today, which we didn't find anything about. We could say the swan is down. Southward. Okay, what if I wanted to make a southward swan? How would I do that? The minute hand has to be either on the 40. Let's see, the swan doesn't really... Carried by westerly winds, red like the moon of the north. $155 looks interesting. You know what? Let's see if I can noodle on this a little bit. I'm doing some math, and now I'm getting nice that these MJ boxes stay. MJ boxes. Oh! Ha 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 ha! I was actually worried when they reset. I was worried. But I now have a problem. I've just realized something. Okay, that math doesn't match. I was comparing it to that classroom thing where they have the oh man. Because essentially, if the 360, let's do it in degrees. You have 360 degrees. Every minute, the minute hand moves 6 degrees. And the hour hand moves, well, it's divided by 12, so it'd be half a degree per minute. It's pretty close. Trying to figure out some math to do It's like 455 is really close, right? $155 is really close. 155, 455, 755. How would we find the others? I don't even need to do the math, do I? I can just like how will we find this one? So we're going around. It'd be all the times where the hour hand is near this. This is not near. This is a lot more near. 455 is too good. That's close. 510 is kind of close. I mean, if I say 455 is close, I gotta say that 510 is close. $755 is rather close, which means that 810 is rather close. Are these the only times that are even remotely possible for this? It's like that's I mean, it is technically pointing at it. 825. That's not really pointing at it. 1055, I suppose. I don't know why that would be useful. $11.10 kind of works. I might need to put this in another dock at this point. What we're doing. And now we're back at 155. 155. 210, I guess, technically does something. There isn't one that overrides east, though. You see that? 510, 455. Which I have. 155 was the one. Is there anything close to 155? Anybody else close? No. And no. Alright. This is the solution. Like, this is a solution hunt, looking for, you know, anything that might have Alright, so with this knowledge, what can we actually do with this? Southward, you see a swan. Ashen like the sands of the shore. What to do with that? The moon of the north. East. I mean, that makes the most sense without trying to translate the colors into something else. I don't know. This one's got me good. Ugh. Okay, it's the same memo. Making sure there wasn't a reason for you to be resolving stuff. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense without something to convert creatures to colors. And then I keep coming back to the... I think I just need to explore the house more. I don't see it. I don't see it working like this. You know, I think there's something else we need to be doing. Maybe one more peruse through the house before my neck says don't do this anymore. Oh, really? I must have missed too much. I need to re-get this trophy, jeez. We must have missed it by like one question, because I got the history wrong. Okay. Yeah, I think my notes are messed up. Like, we got them all before. I don't know what we've done wrong. What have I done? Did we screw up math, though? We got math. Nope, we're still one wrong on the algebra. So D is actually wrong. Huh. But how does that even work? Because the previous one that I did, algebra had... Huh. I don't know. Something is going wrong with this. So let's just update the score. Arajan, we did get 4. So that's nice. Now we're just getting questions we've gotten right forever wrong. But the fact that we got 4 on Arajan does sound like an improvement. History, we got 1 less correct. So whatever I change, so I know for certain that Colossus Orinda is the correct answer for that. And I have no idea what's wrong with geography. But did I translate these correctly? Maybe I just mismarked some of them on the sheet. Either way, I'm going to copy what I have here. So we know that Colossus Orinda is now correct. We know that this is now correct. Did I not write down the prior score? Well, if we got 2 right there, and I know that C is now correct on this. So at least I know 2 that I don't need to change. So somebody that I watched nearly quit the game. They quit the game for like a week. They also were on holiday, and then they came back. They got to the final exam, and they skipped one of the questions, and they were hell-bent thinking that they had filled out all of the questions, and they thought that, how do I say it, that they got very mad at the exam, and there's sort of a they changed some of them, so what I have doesn't match, and I've not gone back and done anything about it, because I'm like, well, if I just have to fix 2 questions. But what was I that is such a ton answer. Shoot. Well, we missed 3 of the history. So wait a second. Oh, no, because I just marked it that we know that one is correct because I changed it. And then something else is probably wrong. So this, right. Got it. Well, look at you go. The questions changed, though. I had all of them correct. Now I don't. And like I said, I've been paying more attention to other things than I figured. I'll just change a couple answers and I'll just get the trophy. It's not that big of a deal. I want to dig up that room. I want to dig up Lost and Found if I can manage it today. Yeah, I haven't done it for a long time. It's been some time. I was doing it back when it didn't work correctly. Yeah. And I think that's fair enough. I don't think it's... Oh yeah, so this is the whole thing. Is that the... So they did the whole thing, and I said you forgot one. And... Oh no. They forgot to fill one out, and they're like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, well, this is going to go over well. And they were absolutely frustrated at the exam in the first place, and they ran out of time, or maybe they ended the day. I think either way, I don't think it submits the actual exam. And this is because I'm like, you're missing the key point here. You would, it seems to stand to reason that you're going to get a grade back of some kind, and you know maybe what you got wrong, and they completely didn't do that. So because they missed one of the questions, it comes. They don't. They're like thinking that the exam is in the mailroom or something. So they are very much off of ever touching the classroom again right now, and I'm waiting to see how. Well, I should take a study there. This might be a reset the game day. These are all terrible. I don't. The only issue with Parlor being unusual is that I want the wind-up keys. I don't know. I'm so glad that it didn't remind me of when I took any of those. I was laughing the entire way. Like, come on, dude. Like, you really I knew there was a final exam, and man, oh man. I really want Cloister. I want to see if I can get. Why? Why was that a point of who cares? Why? Why would they even? Why would they even read your name? Like the proctors we had here for stuff would be like, they're just collecting it and see ya. Like they're collecting a check. Of course, I understand now because I'm now visualizing. You had to Scantron in the name. Oh my word! Oh my word! And there wasn't a bubble for hyphen. So did you just put a space? What do you do? I gotta see this. I gotta look at this. SAT name. I gotta see this. Yeah, I gotta see your forms, Scantron. I know you have one. All product, standard forms, brochure, yes. Man, you just buy this stuff. No, that's not what I'm looking for. There's the name portion. No, none of this garbage. I don't want the test. I don't care. Get this. It's in stock. We go to the store. Yes. Okay, I found it. Wow, it's $69. How many do you get? Works with most of 40. 500 forms cost $69. Nice. Oh my god, it doesn't have it. Are you kidding me? There's just a space. How much? I doubt they changed it. Why would they change it? I'm sure they've got stacks of these. I understand that. But, like, they're selling. I can buy this right now. You think that they changed it? That's cute. It's this one. 12Q form. Nope. I cannot. There's other forms on this page. None of them have it. Wow. I assume you would just leave a space. How? Like, I don't know your background, but like, I know people like from like Quebec and stuff. So it's like, okay, like we can we can type the little characters. Wow, that's just amazing. All right, where's my cloister? I was promised a cloister. I was promised a cloister. I want. There we go. The other thing I haven't tried, and as far as I know, like this is of course our like I'm wondering if I should just flip. I'm not really sure I know how to do this. Maybe just make a different. All right, let me see this. Well, I won't put it on stream. It's. I haven't sent it yet. I'm wondering if I just either it'd probably be easier because I don't know how to flip the upgrades to just make another save file, draft this statue because I've been watching other people's plays, and now that I know to look for it every single time, I'm curious if I don't know why it would change because you notice that like they put this on top, and then there's this bottom part, so I think it's just being built that way so that they all fit on top. But I am curious if drafting different statues and that this entire puzzle is just in camp. I probably should do that before I do other things. It's ya boy. Okay, that's what I figured. What's funny is of all the names, that one stood out. Why? Because the hyphen. But there you go. Did we choose the banner? Green rooms. Okay, green room. That's not a green room. Perfect. Give me more. Give me more stuff. We're looking for a. I'm looking for a treasure map. I want to dig up the lost and found. Really want to dig up a lot of rooms. But I'm being. I got to be selective here because I can't easily do all of them at once. All right. This is the most busted thing, by the way. Maybe before caused violence. I don't know about that. I'm just surprised it's like considering that like we have modern computers and stuff. I don't understand how this is an issue, but apparently it is. Like I handle data, like a hyphen or like any of like the accent marks. None of those matter to me as a data person. When you put an emoji, you know what brought my database down one day? Putting I'm aware of this. I'm aware of this. I know. But like you could always I can find a standardized way to deal with a hyphen. I could just use a space. I can just use any other of the limited characters that I have in front of me, but I can come up with a consistent rule to make it work. I can't put an emoji in you know, I've had databases break, particularly when I have to move them from one system to another. When it's like, oh, we're restoring emojis, great. But glad the character maps don't match. Or the character sets don't match. But yeah. It's funny. I know other people with hyphens in their name, and they haven't run into that issue. But that doesn't mean that like it doesn't exist. All right, game. I kind of need a little bit more luck than this. My luck is not high enough for what's happening right now. I need more luck. Well, the church is paying me back. But the church is paying me back a lot. Need a I get a green room maybe? Nah, I want a room that lets me use the south. Oh, I could have just taken that actually. Nursery never has anything in it. Patio never has anything in it. The Ool probably had something. Want to get something for that? Yeah. Make that one go away. What usually has attic? Can we get the attic maybe? Absolutely. French. Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole expanded ASCII set or whatever. That was a whole thing because you could have to redo your, in order to read somebody's email, like you'd have to know like what you actually have to like set the character set because they used special characters and stuff. Okay, game. We really need to get an attic or something. Man, you remember hundreds of RAM? I've had machines with single digit RAM. That one, and I love to emulate ones that have like. I haven't done Amiga in a while, but Amiga, I think Amiga has 1, 2, and 4 megabyte versions of RAM, and I think the most common one was like 1. All right, all right, all right, all right. Come on. No attic. There we go. That's pretty good. All right, we're hoping that the treasure map is going to be right behind me on the spot it normally spawns. It does not spawn there. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, less items for it to pool, but I'm running out of good rooms. So how about we do this? Let's pull this. We already pulled the book, but let's spawn this secret passage room. I may just reset this day. I even have looked behind here before, and there was just nothing. Maybe I do need to figure out how to change upgrades. Wow. Well, aren't you famous? Despite being lucky, I basically got the worst award you could get out of those. I thought those were based on luck. Um, I don't think I have another courtyard, so let's just take the terrace. I might get a treasure map here. Oh, I thought it was it, but look at this. Look at how lucky I am. Not lucky enough to know how to deal with a clock in a basement, in a precipice. John? Wow. We had one of those too. Well, not this specific one, but I forget what history it had. But same dealio. Sure. Doubt I'm gonna get. I'm so lucky. Give me things. Oh, that's cute. I never noticed that. Watch this be a clue to something. Um, yeah, well, I don't know why the nursery can't spawn items. That just seems like very not. It's roughly the size of a drink cart on an airplane. About as yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I guess make me even luckier. I'm the luckiest. I'm so lucky, and I don't have what I want. You kidding me? Look at, I'm even luckier. Look, there's even a key under the hat. And a coin purse. Oh, Bridget. One day, Bridget. I'm legitimately tempted. But I want to say that I've seen somebody that hasn't flipped the cloister to anything else. And all right, let's do this bad boy. Oh wow, It looks like the grill in the patio. Looks like the grill in the patio. This link will probably work for. Oh God. Discord, was it really necessary to have done this? I promise I won't put two gigabyte downloads in your system. Can we have normal links again? Really? No, when I got a torch, I was like, It took me a very long time to actually get the torch. Once I got the armory is when that all kind of came online. This is not going well. I think this is going to be a reset day because I don't want to waste having all the money. Yeah. Then again, I am getting letters delivered to the mailroom, so at least those exist. But I don't know why I can't get the treasure map to spawn. This is one of the reasons I always put it in the mailroom. To me, it's one of the best items to put in there because it's just annoying. Because it locks the day. Some of the other ones I didn't notice for the lighting of stuff. There probably is other ones I haven't noticed either, but when I had that, I ran across everything I could. Do I spawn this? Do I care? You know, throne room could have treasure map. It does like to spawn treasure map. Nope, I'm gonna get keys and money. And another key. Look at how lucky I am. Is there more stuff on the ground? Okay, no, we're good. There's so much stuff. I guess I'll just blow all of my... Oh, wow, punch. I know all about... Well, I don't know everything about... I never had to really use punch cards. But I've tried to utilize them for puzzles. I couldn't find a good enough consistent system because, you know, there were too many different ways that it worked. Like IBM had several of their own standards and they just kept reusing the same... Ah. I need to make the bot not talk about that anymore. It doesn't need to anymore. It is on the list, actually. And that reminds me, did that other game that Microprose was making actually come out? Neya or something? Man, we gotta beat this game one day. Did Neya come out? I was not invited to the behind the scenes, not yet. So you know what it is. Quern, I'm pretty sure I own. Well, I own it. I own it on, I'm assuming, GOG. Make sure I actually have it. Otherwise, it needs to go on my list. Pretty sure I have it. Apparently, I don't have it. There might be a reason I don't have it. Maybe I read some of the reviews and was like, I mean, it seemed fine. I wish there was a way for me to know that, like, I just found it one day. I'm like, Nea, oh my goodness. Let's go. This could be, well, it's going to lock me out. We did utility closet. We did security. Maybe I'll find it here. I am very lucky. Key. How can I be this lucky and not find a treasure map? Is Quern actually good enough that I should play it? Probably the reason that it isn't purchased is either that when I saw it wasn't on sale. Okay, good. Well, if that's the case, I trust you. Is it on GOG? Like, I don't know why I don't have it. And why it isn't actually on a wish list, because I do know of it. It's not a spooky game, right? I don't think it's a spooky game. Can't do spooky games. Oh, no, I do own it. Why did it not come up? Oh, because I was looking at my installed list. Yeah, I got it. I own it. It's just not been played. Because life. And this game might just end up taking 1,000 hours. The next one actually might be Gabriel Knight 1. A friend of mine, Boozy's playing through all kinds of old school adventure games, and I would like to watch him play through them, but I can't because like my knowledge of like I'm well aware of these games. It's just I've not actually played through them in their entirety in many cases. So it's like I don't want to, one thing I never noticed. Huh. That's not a window. Give me all this stuff. What does it even matter anymore? I guess I'm going to keep the day's results because it is progress. Yeah, I probably should just keep the day's results because if there's supposed planned help to be given to you via the staff announcements, I'm 100 days behind what I'm supposed to be getting. What's this guy? So there's my emote. Okay. Did you do that yourself? Are you familiar with the person who's like role playing in the public chats in the Discord? I don't really hang out in the Discord that much, but they made their own fan art. They made fan art of the stuff in the game. No, like based on the like draw two things. Ah, well there you go. You should become a professional streamer. You got somebody to make your um. God, I have to find it. They're called Bloop Rinse is their handle, and they had a post, and it was like somebody grade my homework. It was the cutest silly thing. Oh, they've been 3D printing their own trophies of the thing. Got my grade 5 homework. I hope this works. So they did this. They did this. I hope this works. If not, this is the link to the. No, not the message ID. Copy. Does this work? That doesn't help. There's no way that works. Copy text. Copy message link. Hopefully that works. If not, that's a link to the part of the Discord with it. So they made this. Their icons like the Red Prince character with the cape and the crown, and then and it said grade my homework. Oh, you must have seen it because you know this. No, no, dude, you gotta know. Uh, it's Bloom and Boom, like Kapow. It's like the Kapow, And I thought it was the funniest thing. And they were also the one that was posting about like the Factorio rocket silo as a room. I don't know if they're playing a character or what, but I thought it was some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. Oh man, I couldn't get enough of it. I thought it was too good. Oh, we got repellent. Time to void our warranty. This bothers me. Investor needed. This room just seems like there's more than meets the eye to it. I walked through that box. Straight up walked through that box. So what I did in every single room, well, I say every single room, select rooms at various times and points and features. I just went to several rooms and I just keep. Sure. You got it? Is this like hidden stuff you wanted to know, or we're just genuinely curious? You saw what you needed to see. Okay, wow. Gotcha. But yeah, I wanted the treasure map. I want to dig up this room really bad. I'm keeping a list of of stuff to treasure map, because at some point, I don't know when those Baron Bafflers were added, but as I said, there's certain things I got sort of misled into thinking that those weren't things, and then things were added that made it so that, oh, that might actually be a thing and you need to do that. So it doesn't appear that there is a thing to hit here. Okay. We just click everywhere in every room now. Oh, there was a D for a second. I'm like, no, no, no. Investor needed. I can get all the coins you want, baby. You just got to let me know where I spend it. Saw what you needed to. That's so... But yeah, I feel I'm a little bit stuck because of just weird... Something weird happened. Reminded of... Maybe I told you this already. Okay. Hopefully someone's, like, playing the game instead of, like, whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, is this not... Money does grow on flowers in this place. It does! It does. So notice the stopwatch goes to 120, but you only get 1 minute. You know it because so like just like how I pronounce Budur weird. There are so many things in this game. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Because you're just kind of talking to yourself and recording yourself playing it, and you're not really thinking about, you know, any any not assumption, but just like the way you might pronounce or like read something. Like you never really say, you don't really see blueprints. You don't read blueprints. You just saw I'm playing blueprints. Like, but then when you see it, like the first time I saw it, and I'm like, wait a second. Red prints, blueprints. I think it also might have started hitting me when I started running into black prints too. But it really hit me one day. Yeah, exactly. That's basically what I'm saying. Is this not the worst item in the game? This item's so bad. Yeah, I guess you could coat check it. That's fair. You understand how much allowance and stuff that I have in the game that it's just like, who cares? Right? Like, I don't have a... Oh, that's the previous one. I'll probably stop after this segment my leg up. It keeps swelling, which is really not good. But I don't know. But I will find somebody. I want to say Swish is playing. They are nowhere near. Oh, they are playing. Oh baby. That'd be. Also, I want to put the foyer. I want to dig up the foyer too. Foyer could actually spawn the treasure map. So nope, not today. I have all this luck, and I can't draw anything. This is a room that I haven't yet, but I want to put it in the outside because that is way too strong to have arrows pointing. This guy. Yeah, you, buddy. You. What is this? Oh, a whole bunch of stuff you linked me. What is this? The vertical blue printing machine. Wow. It's like a still. What is this? What do you do with that? It's just a printer? What is that? Sir, what is that? All right, let's make sure that we've fully erased. Like there's no more mailroom letters to worry about, and we're done with it. I can't believe we didn't find a treasure map, by the way. Like, that's just bizarre to me. Just making sure that this isn't, like, anything. Oat. There's someone I've been watching that's much earlier in the game, and that's my, I'll pull them up, too. That was where I was going to go ahead here in a few minutes. They are... I think they're still looking for Sanctum keys. This is where they're at. But you're both well beyond where they would be. They don't know of any of this at all. None of it. Oh, he's the front door too, huh? Yeah, no problem. I mean, if you really want me to host them, I will. But I'm watching blueprints. It should let you post links in this. This is the other thing that I need to figure out. This guy. I feel this is important. But this, man oh man. I have tried so hard to get... I got a warning before sending that message. What war? I did not even see it. What warning? In I'm using Chatty, so unless I need to actually go into Twitch's, I never even saw that message. But there shouldn't be in this chat any, like, all automod stuff should be turned off. The only thing that should be bopping anybody is, like, I have spam control and stuff from third-party bots. But if Twitch is pulling a message, but maybe they've been lately giving me no, I would have seen that. Because it would have been like a 1 second timeout. Unless you're like actually a bot. But like no, I think I have it set to like if you've been in the chat for like an hour or more or something, you can post links or something. Like at base guy use the regular system. So eventually people get listed as regulars, which gives you basically your typical permissions. Cool. Let's see who this is. Twitch mom. Uh-oh. E for everyone. That sounds like a challenger of some kind. I see this. Ow. Hot in my hair. My hair is tangled. This is great. I'll definitely throw them a follow. This is... Okay, I guess I have 2 people to watch now. More Genesis Noir, E for everyone. I gotta see what this is. No walls of ASCII, I agree. Oh, they're just letting people know what they're playing. Gotcha. Because one of the things that that's very cool. Okay, I'm gonna pull up both of them then. Anyway, so let's finish this day, then I'll wrap this up. The I feel I'm close on this, and just to share what I think I have. The problem is that they don't work together, and that's the problem that I don't know how to solve yet. But I believe that on a certain scale, this is very hot. Seared might work. A group composed of members that have similar characteristics. Insect might be the word for that. Informs you that there's no school today. I don't know how to make this work. I tried like Mrs., like sis and Mrs. Because like letter, like you know, like schedule, or like can't like, you know. I also thought like storms or something like it's, you need to make these 3-letter words work, and there aren't that many 3-letter words that do things that aren't like really, you know, sort of like abstract ways to look at it. Makes validity of a statement clear. I've tried all kinds of I haven't found anything that really works and can affect one greatly when made by someone with strong spirit. Haven't really found anything that works for that. Kept behind locked doors. I've tried inside. Casino was the best one I have so far. I thought that one was funny. Obviously, vault, secret, letter, whatever. I can't find anything consistent that's good for that. So that's kind of what I have. And then I was like, well, seared kind of has to be wrong. I don't even know what the first word is. I figured if I could figure out, so I started to really go hard and do what I kind of did to solve the gallery on this, and just start going through word lists and look at what I have. But of course, I don't have any letters for this, so I really don't have much to go on besides like synonyms and you know. And then I tried to see, well, okay, so if it's this word, like if it's seared, well, I have to use the letters RED. So what's RED with a bunch of you had to get told the answer. There are strategies to solve that puzzle. So the gallery puzzle, I have to go back exactly to the video to figure out how I did it. But essentially the approach was I wrote down, I took all of the sets of letters, and then I made several different approaches. Several different approaches where obviously if it was like I understood, I'm like, okay, you definitely don't want somebody trying to anagram this, so I'm going to try to break your puzzle, so let's see how I can do it. So for instance, the first one, I guess the best way, because I do have my notes right here, and it's way up there, but let's see if I can go in my old sheet. This was actually one of my daily sheets way back in the day. All right, so for instance, the first, I didn't write down the letters for the first one. Is this even going to post? This isn't going to post. There's no, yeah, that doesn't help you. Maybe this will help me. Also, that is a really funny comment that I didn't send to you. So okay, so I linked you a picture of what it looks like. Is it let me do it like not in a like it doesn't need to be in an image. Yeah, it's gonna make it an image. But what that is I wrote down all of the 8 possibilities for each of the words, and this is for the second piece of art in the gallery. So the strategy was, it's like, okay, I don't know what the heck's going on. I figured out the first one mostly just through, well, it's very similar to the thing. I moved a bunch of letters, and it eventually just happened because in a puzzle like that, you do not want to skip to the later answers because there's too many combinations. You want to try to figure out the first one first. And I did make a loose assumption that, okay, it can't just be a guess thing. And I didn't even pick up on the whole synonym situation until I got to the 4th one. When I got to the 4th one, I had all 3 answers. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to do. I went to a thesaurus and started looking up anything that's a synonym to think. Bam, I got it. So that's how you get the 4th one. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant because I'm like, that's just perfect. But so the letter P being all over that picture, I'm like, okay. And I never left the gallery. Like I did not know that elsewhere in the game you were just going to be told the answer. I have no idea if I'm the only person that just solved the gallery straight. My mom is 3 out of 4 currently, and she has not played the game. Oh man, Aunt's going to play too. Oh my goodness, they're playing DCSS. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is one that people like. I don't know. So I gave you. So you see, that's the grid. So I looked at the grid and I said, okay, let's make an assumption that P has to be in the word. All right, I'm going to fix P. I think there's only 2 spinners that have the letter P, and maybe it's only one that has the letter P. Is it only one? So just like that, I'm like, word has to start with P. There are tools out there, such as this one. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. So this is the old version of it. You can do. Is it going to let me do this? So I've already narrowed it down. If you did something like this, there are other tools. I'll get into some more of it. But I already broke it down to there's only 1,144 combinations. Now, I also noticed what happened in. I don't have the first spinner for you, but if you look at the one for the first puzzle, it is very clear that the third think, right? So the third letter has to be a vowel because they basically gave you a subtle clue because the person that put the letters in said, screw it, I'm just going to put in all 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and then a bunch of random consonants. Well, the same that occurs in the first puzzle, and it also occurs in the second puzzle. So I did what we call anti-riddling and made an assumption that the second letter kind of has to be a vowel. Maybe it isn't, I don't know, but it's kind of weird to put the entire all that in there. And then I also, because of playing like person, and then a lot of things that ended in ER kind of came out. ER was one of the things that I tried a lot. So basically I started tooling on this, anagram solvers, Scrabble solvers, and just kept going through a word list and just tooling with it, but basically trying to reduce the search space. With a puzzle like this, the real trick of it is there aren't that many combinations. And you just want to, I just tried to take the explicitly what I thought was being given to me and work that into the solution. Just fixing the P means that we're now down to the 5-letter version that if you really had to, and I did do this, where I just kind of brute force through a bunch of different combinations to go, okay, there's absolutely no word, just looking at it, okay, there's no word that's going to work for this, and then go to the next, cycle through the next letter. There is a game called Betrayal at Krondor, which has the exact type of spinning dials to basically make them anagram. I would say it's anagram proof, where I can't just take the letters and throw them in an anagram solver. Whereas if I was just presented with 6 letters, of course you could easily get all of the solutions. This is a brilliant puzzle because you can see that there were many, many ways to solve it. And the people that got so annoyed with it and gave up in 5 seconds, I'm like, you missed one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in a puzzle game, because this is just way too good. Like, it presents itself as an impossible problem, but you get, many people were just going to get the answer from the game. Dapper yesterday found the will, and that the actual paperwork that gives you the first letter for each, which reduces the search complexity. Oh yes, and also consider how many of them actually cheated to get there, because I've seen so many streamers like my rule for watching people play puzzle games is if you give up in 5 seconds, yeah. What's the percentage? I haven't even looked. Is it ridiculously higher than it should be? I try not to look at. I think all the trophies that I don't have are covered, like they're hidden trophies at this point. Yeah, 34%. You're fine. It's not an easy puzzle. Like my mom was ready to be like, but she's like, no, I'm not giving up. But it's one of those that I hope that if you get again, you can try a little bit more with, right? It's just like Mist and Riven or whatever. Coming into it with a little bit more in your artillery to know how to approach it, or to try to find a way to get your brain to click on it to approach it, or you just don't. That happens too. But I'm very much of the mind that I think anyone can kind of figure out the puzzle mindset, but you have to kind of, like, there's so many like loosely bad puzzling strats that I had to kind of beat out of myself. Particularly the one like a lot of people get into where they depth first search. Is it Selenitic in 20 minutes? I don't know what that is. Is it severance? Thinking too deeply. What's the name of this word? Oh, man. Dapper taught me a new word, and I don't remember what it is now. What is it called? Perseverating. That's the word. I have to fix my lexicon for that. Oh. So that's really good. I use whenever I'm approached with a musical puzzle because I'm not the greatest at any of that. I have a whole tool set, just like how I'm talking about this anagram stuff. Uh huh. Yep. That's in there. Yep. Also, in many games, like what's the one? The one with the insane asylum that goes through like it's all just trippy, and there's a part where you have to it plays a burr 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 like a Simon Says type thing. You have to play the sounds back to what's being heard. A puzzle that's been done many times. And what I do now for puzzles like that, no, it's not Seventh Guest. Uh, it's the one with the boxes like eyes and his head's wrapped up because they were doing experiments on him or something. It's not Mausoleum. It's a classic puzzle game. Man, I can't remember what it's called. It's on GOG. Pretty sure I have it too. I don't really never really played it. It's like a million years ago. I watched enough people play it. I don't need to play it. Um, what's it called? Sanitarium. That's the name of the game. It just came to me. Um, but yeah, so it has a music. So I use different audio tools. Audacity is a free one, and you basically I will record the sounds and then I'll do Fourier analysis on it to figure out what the notes are. Because many online riddles and stuff like that will basically do puzzles where the notes, like for instance, there's certain words you can spell out with the letters A through F. Particularly decaf is one I like for some of my puzzles and stuff like that. So to wrap up this gallery business, you start noodling through it, and essentially, if you can get it down to, well, I know like part of the word is this, like in Betrayal at Krondor. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's very. See, you figure out a way to do it. It's very clever. And but yeah, so in this, like obviously, like V and Y, there's a lot of letters in here that appear several times, and it's just really unlikely that it's unlikely there's a W in this word. It's unlikely there's a Y in this word, stuff like that. So eventually you can start pruning out. It's like, well, I don't need if I want to start throwing into an anagram, it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure it starts with P. All right. So to wrap it up, you put a few letters in and then put a few wild cards in, but just don't put in like four ends. Put up a couple. Try to put an anagram together of like 10 different letters and see what it shoots out and compare it to your other lists. And eventually it spat out that those are some of the things to try. Realize the Z was an immediate hint that that was obviously eyes. I just didn't know where else to go with it. See you later, man. Um, but yeah, so this trophy business, Mike. 17% of 18% of players got the 8 trophy. There's no way. I'm gonna go with half of them cheated. Half of them probably looked up the answer. The fact that 1% have gotten the drafting strategy sweepstakes, and there's probably a fall off to how many people got that deep into the game. Wow. And yeah, and I love how it's designed. And it's just that people gave up way too easy. Like they go into the room. You go into all these rooms and you think that, oh, I'm supposed to immediately know the answer or something. And it's just like, no, you're really not. And that's where the clock puzzle, I think it's one of those I'm going to need to go back and figure out something else. Like on my list now is to either watch hopefully other people that picked something that isn't the luck cloister, or don't have the basic cloister. I want to see if those letters change, because if the letters change, I either missed something where we can, because it doesn't make sense in the same save file that I can't go back and change the upgrades. I've never been able to do that, and I haven't really looked hard to see if there's a way to change that. But man, it does seem a bit weird. And I can always just start another file, get a bunch of upgrade discs, and see what happens if I pick one of those upgrade rooms I've never picked. But yeah, realize the same comment. It's a really important thing. Some people say there's no way there's Z in it. I'm like, dude, I wrote down all the spindles. There's one Z in all of these, and somebody didn't just put like A through F or something. They intentionally put like sets of vowels. That kind of has to be a vowel, and then there's one Z. I'm going to use that Z until something tells me I shouldn't. But this, man. Yeah. I'm just not sold there isn't some way to change it. So I was hoping to, like, run into that by now. Is there anything weird in this room? I always wondered that if there was some reason I wanted to get, like, a big version picture of any of this art. But I kind of have pictures of, like, all the art at some point, and I've watched people look at them. I've never seen anything interesting in them. But that first Elzara video does talk about, well, those secrets of the art in the thing, and there was a hint somewhere that kind of was like, there's more than one. There's more than one big hint regarding the art. It's not just about the missing letter. There might be something else to it, but I've not figured out anything else. I'm just not really interested in any of the other upgrades. They all seem bad. The only reason I'd pick them, I mean, I've seen what some of them were, but there's nothing interesting in the rooms besides the decor changing. Like, I'm looking for very specific, like when I'm watching other people's streams, I'm like looking for, anything in a wall or anything like I'm looking for totally different things than what they're looking for, and I find it hilarious. Kind of saves me a little bit of effort of, I guess I can't control it, and it's a risk because I might not notice something I need to be noticing just walking through it. But you get the idea. It's just like, well, I'm looking for random letters anywhere I can find them. All right, I'm going to host up Swish. I got Swish playing. Ant might be playing. I'm going to check out that other stream, and I'm going to get some coffee in me. Go from there. Is there anything I wanted to spray? I didn't draft the archives, and I don't really want to pull anything else. Yeah, take it easy, man. In fact, let's I'm going to host Ant. But these I'm going here, and I'm going here. But we always host. We've been hosting Switch like every day. And that Molly person. All right. Oh, I didn't record today's stream. Oops. Oh well. Well, I have this record. I'll have to